morning.
Oh my gosh, thanks for everyone who waited. I am at my parents' house for Super Bowl Sunday and forgot to bring my laptop charger. So I had all of the technical difficulties trying to figure out something that is not a MacBook. I've not worked on another computer in so long.
I know, me too. It's like a whole other thing.
Let's say good morning to the chat.
Good
Good morning, Jean. Hi, Donald. So I'm so excited to chat about the comics that we were reading. I was like going back through them last night, and I can't wait to just like get into some
I know, me too.
But first we're going to jump into our geeky gossip section. Yeah.
Woo.
Good
morning. Happy Sunday.
Hi, Digger Jim. Thanks for joining us on Sunday morning. I'm going to add the thing. So we're going to start geeky gossip, and we're going to talk Disney Lorcana, which is Candace's pick.
Yay! I'm so excited to talk about this. So for anyone that hasn't heard of it, this is going to be a new tabletop game or just general card collecting. Like another type of, not like Pokemon, but the same idea. So this is actually going to be released in September of this year, which is really exciting. I think they started talking about it maybe about a year ago. I think even like at D23 they mentioned it. But I'm really excited about it. So that's kind of like that was like the overview of like kind of everything that they're going to be releasing, which is actually quite a lot. But just to kind of give you like a general, like a really brief of what it's kind of about, like I'm still trying to figure out 100% the storyline, but basically we are called what's a Lumineer, and we're going to wield different types of inks that basically summers what's called glimmers, which are different Disney characters, and they can appear in different types of forms, which is really cool. And our job is to recruit these glimmers into a team. And that's how you're going to travel around the world of Lorcana, which is really cool. So first impressions, like the art looks amazing. The box art, like I'm interested in kind of playing the game and learning how to do that. But first and foremost, I want to collect it just because of how beautiful it is. And as many of you know, I'm a massive Disney fan. So this is totally up my alley. I like collecting like trading cards in general, but I never got into like anything like Pokemon or anything like that. But my boyfriend does, so I've kind of seen from that point of view like what different types of cards, and I've learned a lot about like that kind of collecting. But in each, I guess, yeah, I'm gonna go through just kind of like the different things they'll be releasing really quick. So the first thing they'll be releasing is starter decks, which should be those first ones right there. And then those will each starter deck is going to have 60 cards, which is really that's quite a lot. And they're going to release 3, as you can see. And then we're going to have some booster cards, which those will have like 12 random packs. And then, and those, like, if you do any card collecting, they have a mix of like common cards, rare cards, uncommon. Like, I only know a little bit because of my boyfriend talking about Pokemon cards, but I really, I don't know a lot. And then they'll also be coming out with some gift sets, which are going to be themed around Mulan when she is a soldier, and Hades from Hercules. And those actually will have 2 oversized cards. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that before. I know Pokemon does it, but those are really cool.
Like the big boxes, right?
Yeah, it's like a card, but it's probably about like this size. It's kind of like a postcard size, at least. It's really cool.
Have we dropped any images of what those will look like? The like oversized cards, because I imagine that the artwork would probably be really, really cool.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen what they look like yet, but it's probably just going to be bigger versions of cards that exist, or maybe exclusive ones. But they're also going to have foiling cards as well, so different textures, which is cool. And then the last thing that they actually, hi, hey, thanks for joining us. One of the other things that they're going to have is basically just a bunch of different ways of storage. It's called the Lumineers Trove. So they're going to have a storage box, deck boxes, and then that's also going to include like booster packs and things like that. But then last, they also will have accessories that you can get. So card sleeves, different types of storage boxes, play mats, if you actually play the game, or you could use it for whatever, I guess, too. And then card portfolios, so like little folders to keep all your cards in. But
That's
look how
really
awesome.
cool. It sounds like there's going to be a lot to it. Like they're actually really building out the whole entire like card game. It's not just like, oh, like here's a starter deck and here are some cards. Like the fact that like it seems like they're really trying to make these like collectible item as well, since there'll be like a storage case. So that's really, really cool. I love this. I love like seeing this card like Dragonfire. When you play this character, you may banish a chosen character. Like
That's
this
cool.
seems kind of fun. I really look forward to like if you get these, like I'll play with you.
Yes, absolutely. Otherwise, we'll just flip through them together and I'll show you all of them. But I am planning on collecting those for sure. But again, it'll be coming out in September, so still kind of a while, but this year at least. Maybe I haven't played a lot. I haven't played Magic the Gathering, but I assume it's kind of the similar thing of like different magic systems and stuff like that.
I would love, I mean, that sounds really fun. And I have a lot of friends who actually love Magic the Gathering.
Mm-hmm.
And I would imagine Magic the Gathering is like is it like a kind of like strategy card game essentially, like where you're like battling?
What I'm getting from, I mean, you guys could tell us in the comments. We don't know, but I imagine, yeah, it's like kind of like the same thing of like each card gives you different abilities and different characters do different things, and they're gonna be doing a lot of like newer characters, older characters, kind of a whole like mix. But I'm really excited. They're just really cool and they're just gorgeous to look at. Nice.
I love that. Yeah, let us know in the chat if you guys play any like trading card games like Magic the Gathering, or if you like ever collected like any of the Pokemon stuff. I feel like this is definitely also going to hit like the nostalgia for anyone who like really loves the Pokemon cards, but like also really loves Disney. So
yeah.
Next up we have Loungefly and McDonald's Merch Club. I am so sorry. When I had to download all of the new PowerPoint stuff on this new computer, it seems like all of the titles shifted. So excuse the little hidden.
We're just rolling it with. Yeah. But anyway, this is also something that was really cool that actually came out recently. When I first found out about it, it was coming soon, but now it actually is out. So this is very exciting. So it's a Loungefly and McDonald's merch collab. So if any of you are familiar with Loungefly, you'll know that it's basically it's one of Funko's companies, which is really cool. They're most known for their little mini backpacks that they have like different brands and fandoms, which is really cool. I don't know. I might have maybe one, but I've been wanting.
If you had any, because I've seen them around.
Maybe. I can't remember if the one I have is Loungefly. I think it is. I think it's like a Disneyland one that I got from one of the anniversaries, but I've actually been holding out. Like I keep telling myself if I end up doing like a theme park trip, I'm going to get one, but these are really cute. So they came out with a series of 7 pieces with McDonald's. So the first one here is the Hamburglar. These were images from their social media that they did when they announced that it was coming out. So the first one is the Hamburglar mini backpack. And what's really exciting is that these are all the classic McDonald Land characters that we don't see as often. I think McDonald's is trying to bring them back here and there, but it's mostly for especially like anybody like back in the day. Like I was a 90s kid, so good morning.
Morning, Justin.
Yeah. I was a 90s kid, so this is definitely what I grew up with, like the branding just everywhere, and I really miss it. So this was extremely nostalgic for me. But the first one is just like, a basic backpack, really cute. It's the Hamburglar and adorable. And then on the right is Grimace. And I believe it's actually a little fuzzy on certain areas, which is really cool. And on the mini backpack, or it's a crossbodies, it's called. And and the front part is a what is it called? Like a money pouch, I think. And that one, it's a reversible. Sorry, it's a reversible coin pouch. And one side has the McNuggets, and then the other side is the Fry Guys, and that's really fun. So it actually detaches, and you can use it for like different things, which I don't know. I like that, and it's purple, which I love.
It's definitely your favorite color. I think these are so cute, though. I love all the nostalgia, but I can't imagine like where I would wear these to.
Just out and about. No, I
Yeah.
don't know. There's some other ones that I feel like are a little bit functional, but more functional. But I'm really drawn to these though.
Love it. We have a few people who stopped in the chat, so say hi. Hey,
Hey.
Gary. Oh, thanks for stopping by to just say
Aw,
hi.
thank you. Hey.
Hi. Good morning.
Hello.
Let us know what you guys think in the chat about these Lounge Hive McDonald merch collabs. I feel like these
Yes.
are like for like such a specific like generation too. Where
I think so.
I really remember these characters.
Now, these I love too. I think this one is like one of my favorites, but I don't think I would wear it. I don't know. I feel like
the one on the left, it looks like you're just carrying a Happy Meal around, which like, I mean,
maybe that would happen. But
I
that
think
one is really
it's
cool.
cute.
I believe this one is also a crossbody bag, which is really cute. I mean, it looks like you could fit a lot of stuff in there. But yeah, I just like it because it has like all of the characters on there, which is really neat. And then the other one on the right is, I think it's specifically like Ronald McDonald themed one. So we have another mini backpack, and then the other one on the tiny one is another wallet, which is really cool. And I saw like even images of like the interior of all these like things, and like they have really nice like patterns and stuff like that. So that one's another just cute again because it has all the characters, which honestly is I really like. I guess the other one is a little bit more subtle, I guess. But color-wise, no. But I mean, maybe you wouldn't be able
Design-wise,
to
it kind
tell.
of is more back.
Yeah, but they're just so cute.
I think these are just like such a fun collab. When you pulled these up and showed them to me, I thought these were really both ridiculous. But I think anyone who collects any McDonald's merch or just like any of those like kind of like iconic characters would love this.
Absolutely.
It also makes me curious to see what like look more into the lounge flags. I feel like they do a really good job of like
Oh my
capturing
god, they
fandoms.
make so
Whatever.
many different bags, like Disney, Harry Potter, just everything. Like if you need a backpack, they're really good quality and they're adorable.
Next up, we have Unmatched Teen Spirit. So I'm not sure if anyone in the chat is familiar with the board game Unmatched. It's a battle game. So you're on a board and you have characters who are, there's two types of characters essentially, melee or range characters. So range characters kind of allow you to just exactly what it sounds like, have a larger range when attacking other characters in battle. And a melee is like you have to be adjacent to them in order to fight them. So I had played this, the Unmatched. They have all these different characters. So they have like Daredevil, like they have Hell's Kitchen. They also have other characters that are not Marvel characters. So like Bloody Mary is a character in one of the Legends packs. And it's really, really fun. So you have these little characters on the board, and then you also have a deck of cards, and you kind of are battling out. It's really, 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 really fun. And the artwork on the cards are really interesting, and they do a really good job of creating like moves and battle acts and defensive acts that are based really like on the characters. Oh yeah, there's Jurassic Park and Buffy. Donald is right. We own
Buffy.
yeah, my boyfriend and I own, well, he owns like most of them except for Buffy. And then they came out with a Daredevil and Bruce Lee one, but those sold out so quickly. And they're like, the Bruce Lee is going for like $200 on eBay.
What?
Yeah. And it's
Wild.
just the character. It's not even like a full board. It's like the character and his deck. And what also is really interesting about Unmatched is that they have a website where people can make fan decks. And so people will build out like character decks and do artwork for all of them, and then you can print them out if you wanted to. But what's really exciting is that they're coming out with Teen Spirit this month, and so that's Cloak and Dagger, Squirrel Girl, and Miss Marvel. And I'm so curious to see what the decks actually look like, because their artwork is really, really cool on everyone's deck. And because they do such a good job of like building in things that are really specific to the characters, I'm really pumped to see what the moves for Miss Marvel will be and what her like specialties, because like each character gets like specialties or sidekicks. So for like Cloak and Dagger, it'll probably be, you know, one of them will be like the main person, and then you'll have a sidekick. So they haven't released any other information outside of like this cover image for the box, and then that they're going to be doing these characters. I've been like hunting online to see if they like leaked any of their moves list or anything like that, because sometimes they'll have them on the website, but they have not, which is sad. But honestly, only I think it's like a week and a half or 2 weeks, and I will have this in my possession.
That's so exciting. Yeah, I've never played any of these games, but it sounds really fun. I definitely would want that one, or Buffy, or even Jurassic Park. Those sound really fun.
Is so funny. Okay, so the characters are 3 velociraptors versus, which by the way, I have lost to those 3 velociraptors so many times because they're like actually really hard to beat. And then the other character is the main guy in the beginning with the gun with like, I don't know, he does like that thing, I don't know, some of the famous intro lines. I don't know. I haven't seen Jurassic Park in forever, but my boyfriend was like reading through the deck, and he was like, these are like amazing. If you love Jurassic Park, you like will like totally get all the like little like quotes and lines that they implement.
Oh, that's so fun.
You should come over and play.
Yes, it sounds like we're gonna be doing a lot of games.
I'm really, 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 really obsessed with the Unmatched games. Highly recommend to anyone who's like kind of into board games, and it's not a really hard strategy game. So like, or like, you know, it's really fun without it being like too overly complicated, because that was the thing for me. We picked it up because it'd be a little like, it seemed like it might be like a little bit simpler. Well done. Yes, that's the character from Jurassic Park. The next piece of geeky gossip that I picked is the ColourPop wing set. So I am really excited about this. Candace bought me my first like ColourPop makeup for Christmas, and I've been obsessed, and I really loved it. And I don't know if anyone in the chat is familiar with Wings, but it was this like TV series game. They recently came out with a Netflix show, like a live action Netflix show that's very, very different than like the only things that are really similar are like the names of the characters and like some of their powers. But like, I mean, I don't hate it. The show is like interesting. Like I enjoy the show, but not as like an adaptation. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I enjoy the show as like a fantasy series that's kind of fun. But the Wings that I grew up with, which are these, is very different. They have all of these really colorful like eyeshadow palettes, and there's a lot of glitter.
Yes, I love glitter.
Yeah, lots of lip gloss, which I was like, this is really bringing me back to like my memories.
It's so cute. I love how colorful it is.
Yeah, and I love that ColourPop, just kind of like Loungefly, does a lot of collaborations. So if you're like into any kind of fandom, I feel like ColourPop, like they recently did the Muppets, and
yes, I got that one.
Scott, what are some of your favorite collaborations?
Yeah. Oh man, they've gotten me so many times, especially because they're very nostalgic. So one of my favorites, actually, I think I'm wearing it today, is they had a Lizzie McGuire one, and like all the packaging has like her little animated character, which is adorable. And like what's fun about ColourPop is, first of all, you see how many colors they give you for a really affordable price and high quality, but all the cute names that they give, like that's my favorite thing always about eyeshadows is like how creative people get. But like I don't remember all of them on the top of my head of what they were, but like it's just, it goes with different parts. So like if you were a fan of this whatever character or category that the palette is, then like you'll be like, oh, I know that. They've done a lot of Disney, which of course I love. Trying to think. Yeah, they did like Hocus Pocus, Disney princesses
around the like release of the new one, and then like that like Halloween.
They've released like 3 Hocus Pocus palettes. Like
wow.
They've been doing it like for every Halloween. They did it like Nightmare for Christmas, Star Wars. like so many.
So I totally missed out on all of these. Like I just like recently started following them on Instagram.
Yeah, some of them they still have on their website, but some of them, or they restock. But yeah, a lot of times it's when it comes out, and then it's like after a while they don't have much left. But yeah, it's really worth checking out because they always have really good deals, and just like so much is in each set if you actually get like all of their stuff. But yeah, that looks really good. Even though I mean, I think I watched a little bit, but I don't honestly remember much. But it's still like, regardless, would be a really fun palette to have just because of how like fun it is, like a lot of colors and stuff.
There was this like body glitter too that they had, and I was like, wow, I remember doing that when I was like so young, where you're just like putting glitter on everything.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, because they usually have like a mixture of like eyeshadow palettes, blushes. Yeah, sometimes depending, like they'll do like lip scrubs or roll on lip gloss, like a whole bunch of different things depending on what the category is. So fun.
Yeah, no, it's such a really fun collab, and I love that they just like hit all the nostalgic. Like they definitely know who the target audience is.
And I'm glad that now I've got you into ColourPop.
Exactly. Just like another thing for me to like go down the rabbit hole and collect. Now we're gonna dive into comic bestie back issues.
Yes.
There's like some really fun comics that we picked for this week, and we went from like Deadpool to Katy Keene, so a wide range. What do you want to start with, Candice?
We could start with Marvel, Deadpool.
Yeah. So we each read a Deadpool issue. I read Deadpool Illustrated.
Oh, that one looks so good. I might have to borrow that.
I think you would enjoy it. It's a really fun story. So with Deadpool Illustrated, the thing with this is that Deadpool's like basically killed everyone in the multiverse, and he's like bored and he's like bothered by it, and he like this idea is that he gets a bunch of mad scientists together to go meta. Like he wants to find the creators. Like he realizes he's like a fictional story. He wants to find the people who like are he's like the puppet of and kill them. So they're like the best way to do that is to go back through classic literature and then kill everyone in classic literature. And so he like jumps through this portal and ends up in like Moby Dick and like I don't know, I think the Three Musketeers honestly also in this issue.
That's awesome.
It's really kind of meta in the beginning. And also there's like this one scene where everyone is just dead. Which
Whoa.
Yeah, everyone's dead. So it was really fun. I was really curious to see how they would bring like classic literature and Deadpool together, and it's really goofy. Like he has like they bring in like some famous lines, and he's in the library trying to read the classic literature. And he's like, boring and sucks, and so it's really just super goofy. And I like the fact that you just like start here. It's a mini series, and you don't really need like any other content.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it. But it's just really cool that it crosses over. Of course, like you and me both love reading and in general, like novels and stuff. So it's like really cool just seeing like classic literature being mixed with comics. That's really fun.
And the fact that they like did a mock-up of like the Penguin classics,
yeah,
that made me so happy. Oh, Rachel's in the house.
Hey, Didi.
Good morning.
Morning. Hello. Oh, thanks, Gary.
Deadpool comes. Yeah, he does.
It's funny.
Yeah, he's going after everyone. He's killing everyone in the universe. Oh, welcome back, Jean.
Hello.
Penguin Classics will never be
for sure.
Deadpool is done with him. So yeah, I'm really excited to read the rest of the series. It's like a Christmas Carol one. So I
know you love that one.
It's really ridiculous. So I'm pretty pumped. He like comes out of like Moby Dick's like whale hole and is like slicing open. It's just so
That sounds wild, but like a fun time.
Yeah. What is the Deadpool issue that you read?
Yeah, so this one I think is pretty recent. I think it was maybe last year or 2 years ago. But this is the Deadpool's 30th birthday issue. Sorry for the glare. Yes. Which first of all, I remember I love the cover so much because it has like a lot of our favorites, of course, including Miss Marvel and She-Hulk and Spider-Man and Wolverine, like all of them. So this came out to celebrate his 30th, which honestly I thought he was older than that, but I guess this just means 30 years of Deadpool, maybe. But it was really fun because it was I didn't realize when I actually picked it up that it was like an anthology, kind of, I would say. It's a thicker issue, but it's written and illustrated by a whole bunch of different people, including Scotty Young, which I was really excited about because he's one of my faves. Let me see. So here's like an example. Really. So this one, like each story goes actually into like a different part of his life. They're kind of like the one that Haley's read. They're kind of just all over the place. Just like very chaotic, but really fun. I think Cable is in this one, which is fun. Then they had one, I think, when he's more of like a teenager, and it's more like with Wolverine. So like you do see other characters in it.
Oh, that's really fun.
And then I think the one that was like in the middle was kind of like an overview of all his different types of Deadpools, because there's been so many. And then this one, like, it was specifically about his like 30th birthday. I think there was one that actually, yes, that was literally just him going through history. So.
Oh my gosh, the Captain America.
I know.
Oh, I really love that.
I like the style of that though. But yeah, he's literally like, it's just showing him throughout time and his different types of Deadpools there are, because I didn't realize how many there was. I think even thank you. Yeah, I definitely, that was the reason why I picked it up, like, first and foremost was the cover. But I was glad I finally got to read it because I haven't read a lot of Deadpool, and I don't think you had said you had either. So it's like just really fun to just start getting into more Deadpool, because I have quite a bit that I still need to read. But yeah, just a couple more. Like, look how it's really cool seeing like so many different styles and stuff too, because it's different illustrators.
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine a serious Deadpool series.
I can't either, but that sounds really cool. I was like noir type things. That's really fun.
I don't even know if I've like seen that or like heard of it before.
I don't know if it was mentioned in here. It might have actually been like a brief cameo. I don't know, because they showed so many different ones, so it's possible even they had that in there. But really cool.
It's really cool that it was an anthology. So I guess the question now too is, did reading the anthology make you want to read more Deadpool?
I mean, I think it's just that because there was so many different stories, it did feel really chaotic, but I feel like that's intentional with Deadpool. Like, he's just very chaotic all over the place. Like, it's very action packed. But I do love Deadpool as well as like Gwenpool with like the humor. That's just like my kind of comic for sure. Where it's like, you can't take it seriously. So that's interesting that there is like a more serious version of Deadpool. But that I would like to read as well. But yeah, I think I would read some more. Guys, you could definitely recommend like your favorite Deadpool stories, because I would definitely like, I kind of know where to start then, because I just have some random issues. So it'd be cool to see like which ones are actually you guys recommend. But
yeah, I'd be curious what you guys, if anyone in the chat reads Deadpool or likes him. I wanted to read more of Deadpool because I like Gwenpool so much, and so it seems like it would just be like a kind of like fun character to maybe dive into. But I'm enjoying this the illustrated miniseries for sure. I'm excited to finish the rest of it, but I don't know where I would start with Deadpool otherwise.
Yeah,
one-offs. All right, let's jump into our DC picks.
All right.
I kind of have a bone to pick with my like DC pick. I don't. Deadpool pulp for issue mini. Oh, Jay Lee is a phenomenal artist. So
Yeah, it sounds like maybe it would be good for us to even start with like mini series, like how you're doing with the one that you're reading, and then that one. Like maybe it's good to just start with like that.
Yeah. So what'd you pick for your DC
Okay,
comic?
so mine goes pretty far back. I'm trying to remember what year this was. I don't know, but this was actually one that I got like a long time ago. That it's Wonder Woman, Zatanna, and Batgirl. And I was like, oh, this would just, I was like looking through my back issues, which is why this is so fun that we're doing this, because I'm like, I forgot I had this. And it was something I think I ended up getting out of like a dollar bin or something like years ago when I started collecting like more, more often. So this one is a Brave and a Bold issue. And what was really fun about it was they actually are all three of them decide to have a girls' night just because they're always on this like fighting the crime, and they need a stress relief.
I
Like
guess
we all
maybe
can relate in that way of working too
I guess
much.
maybe Exterminator vibes, like the one that currently is running with like Dazzler and Laura Kinney. They just go out and like have like their girls' night kind of thing. I love that. Like I feel like if you probably like that series, then this seems like a really cool.
Yeah, it is really fun because like it wasn't them going out as their their superhero selves. It was like just like normal people, and I love that part. And then they actually did like work some actual like plot stuff that happens at the end that I'm not sure if it relates to anything else, because there is some villains that make an appearance like towards the end. So if there is a continuation, I want to read more. But otherwise, it was just like a really fun issue. And I believe, yes, it was illustrated by Cliff Chang, which I love. He's done Paper Girls. I think he's done the Bat or Catwoman ones. A lot of really good stuff. So let me see if I can find one that like for example, just like them.
Oh, that's like really beautifully illustrated.
Yeah, really good. I like a lot of the colors and things. So it's just like, I mean, there is actually, yeah, like I said, a plot to it, but it's just, I don't know. I didn't expect that it was gonna be that was gonna be the actual theme of it, because that was something I think I just picked up on a whim. Like, oh yeah, it has all the girls in it, and I haven't read a lot of Zatanna. I don't know if you have, Haley.
I haven't read any. I honestly don't know anything about her character, to be honest.
Yeah, so this was kind of just fun to see her in something, but I would like to know more about her, because I like, again, I don't really know anything. But yeah, just like that was just a really fun issue, and it was fun that it was by Cliff Chang, because I just love his work so much. But I'm trying to figure out when this came out. Oh wait, I found the date. It was June 2010, so quite a while ago.
But, for mine, I picked Birds of Prey. Actually, Lady Fantastic gifted this to me,
Ooh, that's so
which
nice.
was so sweet. She had sent over some comics, and this is one of them, because like the theme was like just like really strong women. But I have to say, so the writing in this was a little cringy. There's like moments where the women like go back and they were like fighting Nazis, which is like just kind of like fun to see. But they're like wearing like these like skimpy outfits, and then they're like, oh well, we are going to the jungle, and they're like, maybe we should wear something a little bit more appropriate, and it's just also another skimpy outfit, and it was just so ridiculous.
That's kind of funny though.
Where like when the guys are talking to them, it felt very dated. Like some of the dialogue was just like,
I'm sure.
like a sexual innuendo here, a sexual innuendo there, and I'm like, this feels kind of gross. Like, let me see if I
feel ya.
And like in a way that I felt like kind of made the girls sound a little dumb, which was annoying. Like, so they give them the cover of like they have to go in and be missionaries, and then one of the characters says, the only missionary I know is the physician Agent Carl, and I was like, and he's like, I don't doubt that, and I was like,
wow. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah.
I was like, that's like not really a furthering like the plot for me. Yeah, so it was interesting to read this. Like I didn't know much about the characters. I don't feel like I actually got a good understanding of the characters. I think it's like Lady Hawk or something like that. I kind of forget, to be honest. And like, yeah, they didn't like really also showcase like their powers in this as much. So I don't know. It was interesting. I saw them kick some like Nazis' butts. And then that would then had a lot of sexual innuendos, and that was it. So I probably wouldn't continue reading the series, to be honest, but it's a really fun cover. And yeah, I don't know if anyone's like familiar with this Bird of Prey series. It's written by Mark Andriecco and penciled by Billy Tucci. And I wasn't like really into the art as much either. Good morning.
Hey, morning.
So yeah, that was, you know, kind of a miss for me on the DC end, but that's okay.
That's okay.
I'm glad that like I actually, it's the whole point of us like reading all of our back issues. Now I know that I probably won't be picking up the series
Exactly. Yeah.
Through like hunting for comics. I'd be curious to see if anyone's also read the like Birds of Prey.
Yeah, I know more about the more modern ones that came out, you know, especially like with the movie and everything, but I even haven't really read much of that either. I would be more interested in that, to be honest.
Yeah, especially with like the ones where it's like Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I like that team better, I think.
Okay. Then Candis and I read some Katy Keene.
Yes.
Which is so fun. I want to read this whole series. I love everything about this series. The One did an outstanding job on her run of Birds of Prey. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, is that like the most recent run? Because this is not the Gale. I don't think this is.
Yeah, that might be. I don't know, to be honest, but that's good to know.
So what was also really interesting that Candis and I discovered when reading these is that they had all of these ads in the beginning of each Katy Keene issue. There's these ads that are like against drugs or cigarettes or just like a whole bunch of like an array of things that they were trying to like market. So you have like cigarettes, like it's kind of Archie and them telling you like how bad it is. And I thought that was really interesting. I didn't notice it at first. But they're like, here are things that make you feel good, and here are some things that don't. And then it points to like the cigarettes is the thing that doesn't.
That's crazy. Yeah, especially like, I mean, I've seen ads where they, you know, it's with Archie or just like about like, even I think maybe even last time we were talking about like, you know, ads with Spider-Man, like advertising like fruit roll-ups or whatever. So it's kind of crazy that it's actually like that kind of content. Because mine had that too. Mine was definitely about health, education related things. Because so you guys can read what that is. But yeah, it was during the 80s, so these were the kinds of things that they did PSAs on. Which I mean, I guess it's good that they wanted kids to, or people just in general to be aware, but I don't know. It's just like it was very surprising because I feel like we don't see those kinds of ads anymore.
And I don't really come across them as much, or at least I haven't noticed them in like Marvel and DC ads. Like I'm sure that they exist. Like I know that there's like some, like, you know, like the against drugs ads in some of the Marvel books that I have, but they're like kind of like the newer ones when they were doing like those commercials of like people like smoking weed.
Oh yeah,
I remember those, but it's just like it looks like so happy, and like it has like Archie and Betty and Veronica, and it's like, and don't do cigarettes, like don't smoke cigarettes.
I don't. They even have like like a hotline to call and everything. I'm like, so my our issues, I don't know if we said, was they're actually all the series of Katy Keene is from the 80s. Katy Keene has been around, I think, since maybe like 1945, which is crazy. And I don't think both of us haven't read too much, so we decided this would just be fun for us to start like reading them together for sure. I don't know if you want to go like into like more about like what your issue was about, but
Yeah. So I had the wedding issue. What was really fun about this is that you, and I don't know if you realized or had this in yours, but in the margins, you'll see text. And basically, if you were a huge fan of the Katy Keene series, you could submit designs, whether it be outfits or hairstyles or even like scenery for the world. And they would use it in the comics. And then they would put down, Gloria's hairstyle by Rhonda Burns, Cleveland, Ohio, her outfit by Kate Fukada from APO, New York. So it was like this really cool engagement with the fans who loved Katy Keene and loved the design element. And they did that for like consistently throughout the entire issue. So it wasn't like, oh, only one lucky person got this outfit that they showcased. It was, oh, here's this hairstyle, here are these earrings, here's this church scenery, here's this car that was designed by, Robert in Idaho.
yeah, that's crazy. I know I had one. I mean, mine was the same. So it's kind of we were seeing like what kind of things were similar between the both of us. But even this one, they do a lot of like paper doll type things, which of course would have been popular around this time. And I think if you really wanted to, you could actually cut them out and put them on Katie over here. But as you can see, like this whole list right here is all people from all over the country that submitted designs. Of course, I'm sure like they will look at the designs and then they just create them on their own. Like it wasn't like people they were showing the actual illustrations, but really cool. Because to also
illustrations, like all of those paper doll illustrations are done by fans.
Yep, really cool. So what was it? I was gonna say something about that. Oh yeah, because she's a fashion designer, so that's why the issues are so heavy on fashion,
which is so fun. So yeah, it'll show the paper doll, and then it'll say "Dancing the Night Away in Rio" by Laura Kim, Quebec, Canada, and Belinda McGrath, Charlotte Hall, MD. So they'll put like together outfits from all the fans. So it's really interesting. So I'm like, that's really cool that so much of the fan work went into the creation of Katy Keene.
Yeah, you don't see that kind of stuff anymore. I don't know if I saw that a lot in general, but I feel like the Katy Keenes, I think even Betty and Veronica had a little bit of that from what I remember, but I also just love they have a lot of like pin-up pages that were really cute of her different designs. As you can see, they even had like interactive. Mine ended up being like a Christmassy issue, but that's okay. It was I really liked it because like the front is actually like Katie as kind of like a Barbie type doll, and they actually had like a story that was related to that. Mine included like 3 different stories.
Same, mine did as well. The first story, which was like the wedding issue, it was like a fake wedding issue too. I was like, oh, I'm going to see Katie get married. And you do see Katie get married, but she's an actress on a soap opera.
Oh, wow.
And they hired her to play like the main like lead so that she can marry like her co-star. And then this one girl who is like her frenemy, like sees them shooting the wedding scene and she thinks that Katie's actually getting married.
Oh, okay.
She's like, oh my God, how could she not invite me? And then she like goes and it does a flashback of all the times she's been mean to her. And she's like, okay, actually, I realize why she might have not invited me. And then she's like, I have to go get them a big wedding gift to make it up. And she's going to crash the wedding with this wedding gift. And she gets them like a huge washing machine.
What?
And I just feel like there's like it's just says so much about like both like the era and just like I think some of the things that just like like maybe she thinks like people like this a lot.
Yeah, I really love though that they were their 80s comics. Like I would like to read some of the earlier stuff, but I just love the 80s in general and just seeing like the fashions and things like that. Also, one thing that we had in common with our issues, or yours was a little different. Yours was about astrology, but we like mine because it was like a Christmassy. Actually, I'm not sure if all of them have, if there's other ones that have calendars, but mine, especially because it was the end of the year, had like a December and January like calendar page that you could technically take out.
Yeah, mine was June, July, and May, and it was Cancer and a Gemini. I really hope they do the rest of the zodiac and other ones because I want to see like the zodiac Katy Keene version.
Yeah, we were both talking about like just going through the issues together, and we were just like, oh, what issues do you have, and which ones have the like calendars and things like that. But yeah, I feel like this was a good like introduction to Katy Keene for me. I've already started like learning about what some of the characters are, and because I this is Archie universe, but I'm just not familiar with her, which is surprising considering how much I love Archie. But I know the main group, so I definitely want to read more, and I think it'll be a fun thing for you and me to talk about too. So,
did you get with the extra stories, were they only focused on Katy Keene, or did they feature other characters? Because mine featured Katy Keene and then the character called Sis.
Yes, which I found out is actually her sister.
Yes,
because they have the same last name. I realized. Yeah, so her full name is Melissa. But yeah, mine had like a full one of just her sister too. So that's cool that they show like just different characters. I think Archie does that too. So really
What's
fun.
really cool for me for Katy Keene is that she was one of the first comics that I was reading as a kid. So one of the comics that I have in my personal collection that my dad saved is an early 80s Katy Keene from actually this series. It's like one of the first ones. And what's also interesting about this Katy Keene series in the 80s is it does a pretty big like shift in both the design of it and the drawing. So about halfway through, it feels a lot more playful. It feels like it's geared toward a younger audience. The initial issues in this series feel more like they give you like maybe like a golden age like romance cover vibe, and they just like seem a little bit like more like serious, whereas like then you see this and it's like more colorful and it's like more fun, and all of the ads in this are also just like really and like cool and exciting, and then they do the calendar. So that wasn't in the earlier issues of the series. They really like shifted the tone of it. So I'm curious as to like how that happened or why. I'm not quite sure, but you do see like a very distinct change like about halfway through.
Yeah, my guess would just be like they probably realized the demographic and then they were like, oh, we should cater it to more of kids and stuff. But
yeah.
yes.
I'm excited to read more Katy Keene.
Me
And
too.
if anyone in the chat is like Archie or Katy Keene or knows any fun facts about it, like let us know, because I am definitely going down the rabbit hole. I have some older Katy Keene comics that I've picked up, and I definitely want to get the rest of this like 80 series because I think it's just so fun.
Me too.
And that's it for our back issues. I know that we have a little bit of time left, and Valentine's Day is coming up. So Candice, I wasn't sure if you had your stack of Valentine's Day comics.
Yeah. So this was actually, I was just showing Haley yesterday. Like I was just talking, oh, I'm doing some reading, and I pulled a bunch of Valentine's Day issues that I have, and she's like, oh, what do you got? So we thought it'd be cool just to kind of show you a couple that are in my collection. Now, some of them are specifically Valentine's Day, where it says this is a Valentine's Day issue, and some are just very just themed. It fits the vibe. So the first one I have is a Barbie one.
I love that cover.
Yeah, I was definitely a Barbie girl growing up. And my mom loves Barbie as well. She collects them, and that was something that we always enjoyed together. I know she has a couple of these comics as well, but they're just really cute. It's another one that kind of gives me like the Katy Keene type of vibe of just like the stories and things. But this is more of just showing you guys the cover. Thanks. And I just really love it. It just screams Valentine's Day. There was actually two different types of Barbie series. One was just like a general Barbie one, and then one was Barbie fashion. Thank you. Which actually reminds me, like, again, a lot of Katy Keene. So I've been trying to slowly collect these. And actually, Haley, some of the Barbie ones are the ones that I'm trying to collect for my 30 comics for 30, which I'm telling Haley is like, as part of my goals this year, I want to collect a bunch of 30 comics for my 30th birthday, and it has to be all from 1993 October. So I actually want to collect some of the Barbie ones that were Halloween issues for that year.
That is, I can't wait to see all the things that you picked for that.
Yeah. This one is just going to show you guys. It's not Valentine's Day, but one of my favorite Disney couples is Donald and Daisy. I love collecting the Disney comics and stories ones. That has a bunch of like literally different Disney stories with different characters. And this one was, I think, yes, Gladstone, and it was a giant issue. I just love it so much. Just very cute.
That's adorable. I love the like little hearts around the moon.
And this issue is actually number 542. So they had a lot of them.
Wow.
Not sure what year, but yeah, I really like these a lot. They're fun to read, especially if you're a Disney fan. So this one, now I think the rest of the stack is Archie, because we wouldn't expect any less. So this one actually I will be posting a Instagram post on Valentine's Day, but it's actually the Archie's Love Showdown special. Now this is a second, I guess, a second series to a 4-part mini series that actually it's called the Love Showdown of, and this is Cheryl Blossom, who is basically like a frenemy of Betty and Veronica, and she's always after Archie, as you can see. And the 4-part was actually like different. It would be like one issue from Betty's comics, one issue from Veronica, one issue from Archie, and they would basically get you to read all the different series so that you could read get the full story, the first part of the story. And this is a continuation. That's like a full giant size issue of the rest of it. But I actually really enjoyed reading through this, and the cover is really cute. So stay tuned for my post on Valentine's Day, where I'll go into a little bit more of my thoughts and stuff. Thank you.
I really like that. I think that's so cute. I'm loving all these Valentines. I don't even really think I have Valentine's Day issues.
Yeah, I've been trying to, like, part of my back issue goals of just trying to like even read around the times of holidays. Like I tried doing that with Halloween and Christmas, and like it just makes it more fun to actually like, I'm gonna try to read some of these around this time. I mean, don't get through everything, but it's just a fun thing to do. And then here's another one.
Oh, these are so cute. I think Valentine's Day issues are so, like, the covers end up being so kind of fun and goofy. I wonder if, I'm sure Marvel and DC have had to do stuff for like Valentine's Day, but I haven't really
They have
seen.
some. I have a couple of those, but Archie has this kind of stuff like all the time. But very cute. These ones are actually more, except the last one I'm going to show is all very recent ones. This one, Archie's Valentine's Day Spectacular. They do a lot of ones that are holiday spectaculars, which is just kind of, as you can see, is like all the different characters, including Cheryl and Josie.
Yeah, that's really cute.
So that's just really fun. And this one, I think in particular, they had a lot of variants for it, which I collected as well. I'm sure I have those put away. But yeah, that was something that they kept getting me for a lot of variant covers. Then they did one with the very like modern Archie. That's not the cartoon version. That's more of like a realistic version that they've been doing.
Love that.
And I don't know if I have I might have other ones. I think I have a something is killing the children version of these as well. But these were just some of the ones. It's literally the same issue, so I just have to read one. Really cute. They just get me. I have to like start collecting all of them, and then
I'm obsessed with these, especially the one that has like the bee mine, those like little sweet.
Yeah, and those are fun, which I always tell people, like, if you're interested in more of like not like the cartoony versions, to go check those out, because they just have different kinds of plots, and they're like a little bit more serious. And then just the last one to end with is a Betty and Veronica one.
Iconic.
Yeah, and I think Cheryl Blossom is in this one too. They seem to have a lot of Cheryl Blossom ones in Valentine's Day issues.
They're like, we need to throw in a third girl for Archie.
Oh yeah. That's what like the whole like Love Showdown is about too. So those are just really fun, and I hope I can get a couple more in before Valentine's Day, because they're really fun.
Love that. I love the idea of like reading thematically for the holidays. Let us know in chat if you guys do that. I think it's really fun. I do that more so for Christmas than I think anything else, and a little bit of like horror during Halloween. But other than that, I don't feel like I do too much else.
I feel like it's just like it makes it more like fun and motivating to read. Like just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get into the vibe for this holiday and whatever. I don't know. It's just fun.
Definitely makes it more festive. I love it.
Plus, it was just kind of fun, like digging through. I'm like, Valentine's Day, Valentine's Day, Valentine's Day. And I'm like, wow, you actually have a lot of Valentine's Day.
Well, that's it for our show today. Let us know in the comments or in the chat. We're still like kind of like figuring out our flow for like geeky gossip and our back issues. So we'd love to hear a little bit more about like what you guys want to see and what you guys have enjoyed so far from our first few episodes. But please like and subscribe and follow Candis on Instagram.
Thank you. As always, this was so much fun, and I love being able to share like my collection with both Haley and you guys, and so really excited for the next episode.
Have a good rest of your Sundays
Yes.
and enjoy Super Bowl Sunday.
Yes, happy Super Bowl Sunday if you guys are watching. All right, bye guys.